Hey guys, welcome to our Tuesday meditation. Very excited to do our positive visualization meditation today. As I've been doing these past few meditations, before we get into the actual meditation, I think it's worthwhile to speak a bit about mindfulness, and I've been doing that, incorporating some of my favorite books. So today I'm going to read a little bit from, see all the highlights that I have, a really great book called The Perennial Philosophy by Aldous Huxley, one of the greatest writers of the 21st century. He says, meditation is a device for producing a super-rational concentration of the will. But meditation is more than a method of self-education. It has also been used in every part of the world, and from the remotest periods, as a method for acquiring knowledge about the essential nature of things, a method for establishing communion between the soul and the integrating principle of the universe. Properly practiced with due preparation, physical, mental, and moral, meditation may result in a state of what has been called Transcendental Consciousness, the direct intuition of and union with an ultimate spiritual reality that is perceived as simultaneously beyond the self and in some way within it. So as I talk about, especially when I do my workshops, mindfulness meditation can be used as a means to reach a number of different ends, right? There's a reason why LeBron James uses meditation, and the mystics, the gurus in eastern parts of the country use meditation. The same means towards the different ends, right? LeBron James is using it to cultivate a more clearer mentality so he can dunk on people, whereas the mystics, the gurus in different other parts of the country are using it to detach from this materialistic reality, right? So mindfulness and meditation ultimately have to do with what your vision of the world, what your philosophy is, right? So in one level you can use it to connect with your physical self, right? Simply as a breathing technique to bring calmness, focus into your life. Or you can use it in a more comprehensive manner, as I just read from our book, The Perennial Philosophy. Right? You can use it to have a more direct experience with the spiritual reality. It depends on what your means is and what your ends is, right? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. What is my ends, right? So we're going to do a positive visualization meditation today, and throughout the course of the meditation, ask yourself, what is my ends, right? Is it to connect mindfulness at a physical level? Is it to connect it at an emotional, broadening my emotional regulation? Is it to enhance my cognitive ability? Is it to enhance my spiritual reality, right? So it completely depends on what you want to use this tool for, this means towards whatever ends you would like. So I would highly recommend you reading this book, The Perennial Philosophy, a life-changing book, especially for those who are more interested in meditation in accordance with developing spirituality. So as always, if you guys are seated outside, if you're seated in your room, let's simply take a moment to be. And so much of our day is doing. Let's take 10 minutes to just be with ourselves. Just a brief check-in, right? On one level, just checking in with ourselves. How are we feeling? Physically, do we feel tension? Do we feel aches? How do our muscles feel? How does our back feel, right? So much of the time we're holding tension on our necks, right? So this is a moment for us to really, expand, right? You can even do some movement. I don't want to get up because then I'll get off the camera. But if you want to incorporate some movement, right, feel free to do that, right? Just check in with our physical space, right? This is important. This is called Kinesthetic Awareness, right? From the bottom of your feet to the top of your head, right? Really feel the full weight. The weight of your fingertips, right? Through the course of your arms, your shoulders, your neck, right? Different parts of your body. Just check in with yourself. And if there are aches and tensions, right, there are different exercises we can do. The next 2 weeks I'll be doing mindful movement, right? So check back in with us in the next 2 weeks. I'll be doing a lot more movement based. If we do have aches in our pains and shoulders, right, there are different techniques that we can do to help alleviate some of that stress, right? But now let's move on from a physical level to an environmental level, right? Just check in around you, right? What's happening? What's happening around us? We can use our 5 senses, right? Simply just tuning in, just using our sense of sight to look around us, just checking in with ourselves, right? Where are we situated? I'm going to lower the volume of this. Give me a sec. Alright, but we can also use our sense of hearing too, right? Any noises in the environment, any sounds, any smells, any tastes, our sense of touch, right? The feeling of our cloth pressed against our skin, right? I have a necklace on, right? I can, for all else that's happening in the world, if I continually tune my consciousness, I can get to a point where I can just feel the weight of my necklace, right? Just simply focusing on those sensations, right? But again, this is a skill we need to develop, right? So our hands press against our lap. If we're seated, right, our back against the cushion. The feeling of the temperature of the room. If there's a fan on, like there's a fan on in my room, right, how that feels. Whatever other noises and sensations. Simply using these as anchors to bring us to a present moment state. And this is a positive visualization meditation. So, in the back I have some guy walking through the forest. I like watching those videos, right? But the visualization can be whatever you want it to be. Whatever it is that brings you peace, whatever it is that brings you meaning, if it connects you with a happy memory, if it connects you with a sad memory, right? If whatever tool you want to use, right? But I'm going to give just some general directions as to how to start integrating a positive visualization meditation. So first we need to close our eyes, situate ourselves with our breath, right? We're not breathing in any exaggerated manner. So we're just breathing in, breathing out. We don't have to do anything, we don't have to force it, right? Just like we focused on for the sensations of the touch, really trying to cultivate our mind space. We can do that for our breath, right? We can focus on the full flow of the inhale, how the breath feels as we hold it, and the full flow of the exhale. Right? This breath is always available to us. And we can begin our positive visualization journey. Focusing on a memory, focusing on a time, maybe even a place that we visited. And connecting it with whatever mood we would like. It doesn't necessarily have to be happy. It can be a place which brought us a challenge that we overcame, which gave us resiliency. Right, like going on a very strenuous hike or rock climbing, right? Whatever visualization you'd like. And simply map this place in your mind. Right? All the TV that we watch, all the social media we consume, it's amazing, the tool of our mind. I mean, we can create whatever we'd like, for better or for worse. So use that tool of your mind, the tool of imagination, of creativity. Mapping this memory, right, at an aesthetic level, right? Noticing all the different colors and really challenge your mind. The different colors, the different tones, different objects in this memory. If there are places, the dimensions of where you are. How tall are the trees? Right, the full weight of the different objects, the different surroundings. Where are you situated in this memory, in this visualization? And take some time to paint that in your mind. And once you've gotten to that place, we can move on from our sense of sight to our sense of touch. And using that sense to more deeply instantiate us within this visualization. Right, if we're in a forest, how do the leaves feel beneath our feet? What's the temperature like? We can even visualize ourselves picking up a flower, right? The weight of the flower, how it feels, the stem, the petals. If we run our hand across the bark of a tree, what sensations does that cause? Really letting our creativity, our imagination, the tool of our mind, and without any stimulus being needed, right? Without Netflix, Hulu, without having to look at the internet, simply letting our mind paint this visualization, this memory, and feel the full weight of wherever you are. If you're doing an activity during this visualization, right, how that feels at a physical level. Do your muscles feel taxed? Do you feel energetic, rejuvenated? Right? And after having used our sense of sight, our sense of touch, let's use our sense of hearing. Whatever visualization, whatever memory that came to your mind. And listen for the different noises. If you're in a forest, if you're in a natural setting, right, the rustling of the trees, the crunching as you walk along, animals, noises, the wind, maybe even other people speaking. What are they saying? We're really crafting this tool of imagination, of creativity. And this is great for creative people and non-creative people also. We all have that side to us. So really bring yourself to this memory using these tools. There's nothing else happening in the world. Just you in this setting, whatever it is you're doing. At a physical level, what is that causing? How's your sense of touch being enhanced? Your sense of sight? Your sense of hearing? Are there smells in this environment, this memory, this visualization? Even sense of taste, right? This is a very advanced level of meditation. We can even recall different tastes, right? Using that tool. Right? Maybe we pull out a granola bar in the middle of this forest, or a mango. Using our five senses as a way to more deeply bring us into this visualization. Surrounding ourselves on all sides. And moving from an aesthetic level, moving from our senses. How does this visualization connect to us at an emotional level? Right, this picture we've painted in our mind, the sounds we've created, the physical weight of where we are, the different touches, different noises, different tastes, different smells. At an emotional level, what is this doing for us? We may want to check in here. What are the emotions we were bringing into this meditation in the first place? Right, this is a very important self-analytical tool. And what emotions are we carrying into today? Noticing how that feels. And connecting it with this visualization. For me, I'm picturing a forest that I traveled to a couple of years ago. And it's bringing me connection. I feel connected to something bigger. I feel awed, surprised, elated, joyful. Also weary. I feel scared. The forest is so big, I'm so small. Right, cycling through these different emotions, right? Using the gift of our mind and our heart also. Right? This heart is also a tool. So much of our waking day is in our mind, right? But we also have our heart. We can exercise our heart. So go through these emotions. And remember, if one thought, one emotion really starts to weigh you, you get really attached, you can just go back to the five senses or the flow of the breath. So having connected this visualization at a physical, aesthetic, emotional level, let's connect it at a spiritual level. This visualization, this memory, does it connect with our deeper purpose? Who we are, what we believe existence is, if we're connected to a higher power. So me visualizing this forest, it's giving me awe, it's giving me wonder. It's making me connect with my higher power, right? Which aligns with my philosophy, whatever your philosophy is, however you may define spirituality, transcendence. This is important, right? This is bridging our individual practice with something much larger than ourselves. Answering these existential questions. What is our true purpose in being here? And what are the memories we will remember at the end of our life? And what is the time we want to spend towards cultivating those memories and the people who we share these memories with? Place yourself in this visualization, recognizing that this gift is always available to us. We can always go back into our mind if we've strengthened it, if we've developed it. This tool of imagination, creativity, emotional broadening, spiritual intuition and connection, always available to us. We simply need to pause. Simply pause. So we've been doing progressively longer silent portions of the meditation. I'm not going to do that for the purposes of today, for one reason or another. But I would strongly suggest for those who've been following the meditation to incorporate a 5-minute silent meditation to really strengthen the practice. For the rest of us, let's set an intention, right? This is the most important part of developing a mindful spiritual journey. The practice is the easy part, right? It's broadening it into our behaviors. So having practiced this visualization, let's set an intention. And that intention can be anything. I would like to travel back to this area. I would like to show my loved ones this area. I would like to draw or paint this area. I want to write down my memories associated with this area. If it was a forest setting, you can even set an environmental awareness intention. I plan on recycling more. I plan on taking care of our environment, whatever intention that is, right? Just set that in your heart, set that in your mind. You can even write it down after this meditation. My legs are getting sore. And we're going to take 1 or 2 or 3 more deep final breaths. We can even incorporate some movement, right? I'm sitting down for the purposes of this meditation because of the camera, but for those of us who've been sitting down, quizzes and doing our assignments, right? Stretch your shoulders, do some sun salutations, stretch your calves, your thighs. Take 1 or 2 or 3 more deep final breaths, right? Taking a deep, full breath in. Holding the breath for however long you want to, or some of us may even want to practice our lung capacity as we go into the summer. Don't knock yourself out though, so just however long you want to, just breathe back out. And when we're ready, we can open our eyes, setting this intention, using this gift of imagination, of creativity, having painted this visualization. Right, and it should be very clear in our mind too, right? This world we created, right? We can always go back to it, right? We can always go back to it. Very powerful. I use this technique a lot with kids, right? Because kids are very in tune with their imagination, right? They're not the most verbally gifted, but man, they're very creative, right? You can really paint all of these different pictures, these different situations, right? So a lot of it is connecting with that imaginative space. You know, a lot of us we lose that when we become adolescents, when we become adults. A lot of us lose that imaginative space. You know, but that's such an important part of our humanity, of our spirituality, right? So I want to do another positive visualization one, and I am going to do another one on Thursday at the Wellness UH channel. We do these Tuesdays and Thursdays on Instagram Live, and then Monday Dr. Smith leads them on 12:30, and then Natalie also leads yoga on Wednesday night. Today's Tuesday, sorry, tomorrow night at 7, and Saturday morning yoga. If you guys have suggestions too for meditations, you'll let us know. Go onto our website, www.mindfuluh.org. I'm going to get up because my legs are sore. I need to practice that. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and I'll see you on Thursday. Thank you.